Joey also had the sack fly in the 10th. It was a big 10th inning for Joe.
That ball almost got out. Like he gave it a ride.
Gave it a ride.
I was kind of sad Cooper didn't get the chance for an RBI.
Why are you not just playing him if he's playing? Just play him.
You got 1 day off.
Yeah, I don't want days off. He's 21 years old. Run.
You just want to burn guys into the ground. You want to burn them in June so they can't play in October.
Yes. I want Matt Olson. I want a guy who literally never misses a game on my team.
You will. How old's Matt Olson?
He's in his 30s.
All right. So when Cooper's in his 30s, I'll play every day.
That's bullshit. Join myself on this Mason Crosby show, all right?
No.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with...
Knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul. And a pinnacle ball throws it down. It's over. The Bucks have done it. The long wait has ended. After a half century, the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions once again. The emotions come pouring out. One of the greatest nights in Milwaukee sports history ends in a coronation. And the brilliance of the young man from Athens.
This is the Mason Crosby Show with me, Mitch Thunder Nellis, Tommy, the man, the myth, the legend, Wirtz. He's on the other side of the glass, but he's never really on the other side of the glass. He's always among us, all of us. He's in our pores. He's in our lives. He is here. He's here today on this momentous of days. 13 hours ago, my older daughter walked in and woke me up from a slumber, said, Giannis to the Heat. And that was that. The long time Milwaukee Buck, the champion, NBA champion, got to mention the cup. I mean, they are cup champions too. The NBA champion in 2021, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Antetokounmpo, for those of you keeping score at home, is not yet a member of the Miami Heat and will not be a member of the Miami Heat until I believe July 6th is when the trade window opens. But for all intents and purposes, not intensive purposes, but intents and purposes, Giannis and Bobby to the Heat for a package of 4 players and 3 picks. Plus a second rounder, I guess. So 4 picks, 4 players, 4 picks. And that is that. Giannis, we bid you farewell. We thank you for your service in Milwaukee. We thank you for being such a great citizen of our city and state. We wish you moderate success in your future endeavors. And here we are. And it's a day for introspection. It's a day for recollection. It's a day for sadness. It's a day for confusion.
It's a day for relief.
It's a day for relief, says Tommy Wirtz. I don't disagree. I don't think it's a day for joy or happiness, but relief, I think that's a good word. Like, finally, after 5 years, Shams is right. Stupid ass Shams Charania, who wants to be Adrian Wojnarowski so badly and will never be, threw crap at walls for 5 years because, as Doug Melvin once so eloquently said, when you throw crap up at the wall, at the end of the day, it's still crap. It's still crap by Shams, but finally he was right. Giannis has been traded, not to the Boston Celtics, not to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who for a minute last night, I knew they were trying to sign Desumnu to a contract extension, but I was wondering, are they giving away? They literally gave away Julius Randle to the Nets for nothing, and a first-round pick to get that off their books too. And could that be somehow tied into making a last-second run for Giannis as a third mystery team? Not to be confused with Hulk Hogan, who is the third man. But that was not the case. It was Miami all along. And once they threw Casper, the Friendly Ghost, into the deal, that solidified things for John Horst, Jimmy Haslam, Wes Edens, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Tommy, as predicted by Tommy, Nostradamus, as he's wrapping up the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show last night, and we will talk about Brandon Woodruff a little bit today. Paul Wagner's set to join us at 1. We also have Ken Lavicka from Fox Sports South Florida at 12:20. He's going to join us to talk about all the guys coming in. Tommy predicted the postgame show ends at 10:53. That means Giannis will be traded in between 10:53 and 11 p.m., which means I will have to go back on the radio. That is exactly what happened. Tommy went back on from 11 to midnight last night. And Tommy, take us into that hour of programming last night as this news was fresh and new for Bucks fans.
I think there were a mix of emotions going on. I think there was an angle of, oh my gosh, this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was an angle of, thank you for what you have done for this city.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was an angle of, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Really?
I do.
What percent of that do you think there was? Like, do you think that's third, or?
No, maybe a 10% of don't let the
okay.
door hit you on the way out. Fraud was a word that was thrown out there when regards to Giannis Antetokounmpo, and
that's a current. All right, you keep talking. I don't mean to interrupt.
I had put out a tweet yesterday, because I was on air and I had just gotten off the air, so it's actually from today. So it was 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And
thank you for keeping things technical.
The tweet reads as so. I was quote tweeting a friend of mine who had tweeted at me, and then I had doubled down on that quote tweet saying, I am frustrated with Bucks ownership, the front office, the coaching in the final years of Giannis. But the freak is so far from criticism in my book. I don't believe we should hate him. He is the greatest Buck of all time. I don't believe we should boo him. He brought a title to a city that waited 50 years for another one. I do believe it is okay to be disappointed that a guy who preached nothing but loyalty and my city all during these rumors was too afraid of becoming a villain. Thank you for the memories, Giannis. It will not be the same without you, but I, for one, am happy this exhausting saga is over.
Mm-hmm.
Because Giannis, as many people know, there are few, if anyone, who has done more for the sports culture for the city of Milwaukee.
Right.
There's what Robin Yount feels like the only comparable name.
Yount with Molitor absolutely made a difference in a different time with Gorman Thomas. The fact that you could go out to the bar and drink with the Brewers, that was a different era in the 80s, of course, but they certainly put kind of Milwaukee sports on the map in that way.
He is not only an all-time Buck, he is an all-time NBA player.
Absolutely.
The player of the sport of basketball, an all-time story of rags to riches. Everything worked in Giannis's favor, and somehow Milwaukee was the lucky ones for the last 13 years to have said, he is our guy. And Giannis, I thank him for that. But by no means should he be seen as perfect in this scenario,
mm-hmm.
or seen as a victim in this scenario. There's reports saying that it's been 13 months that he's been telling them he's not going to sign an extension. And there is timeline in between that in which he has said, Milwaukee's my city.
Right.
And loyalty.
That was against the Knicks.
And I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
This is where I want to be. I've always wanted to be in Milwaukee. It was all garbage.
Well, and it wasn't him. It was his representation who were telling the Bucks that, remember?
Right.
So he could try and save face, which is complete bullcrap too.
It was all garbage.
Yeah.
It was all of it.
Yeah.
It was a front from the beginning. And if Giannis was going to fully lean into an NBA player stereotype of forcing your way out of a city and finding a way to get to a championship contender, no one in the city of Milwaukee would have been on the side of the Milwaukee Bucks had he just handled the situation like a man during this.
Mm-hmm.
You're making $200+ million in your career, making 50 to 60 million a year to play a game. And everyone saw the dumpster fire that is the Milwaukee Bucks, who is a Bucks fan. The new ownership transition, the lack of success in player development, the lack of success of acquiring players that were willing to play with Giannis and play at a high level, a championship contender, because the expectation was set years ago that we demand excellence from this Milwaukee basketball team. Championship contention year in and year out.
Because that's what we had.
And that's what we got. The Bucks ownership and the front office and the coaching all neglected to meet that expectation over the last 5 years.
As did Giannis. As did
Giannis this past year specifically.
No. Way more than this past year.
But Giannis...
I understand it's injuries, but as did Giannis. Giannis did not come through the last 5 years either.
For sure.
At no point did he come through.
What's the best ability on this show?
Availability.
And Giannis sucked at that. And if you mean to tell me, because I got clips of him, I got cuts of him.
Tommy's fired up,
saying
baby.
How he always gives 100%. I'm going to give my everything, no matter what, when I'm on the court with this city on my chest. That was garbage this last year. You can put out multiple examples of when he was not all in.
Yep.
He was not 100%.
Or when he was all in and shouldn't have been.
Yes.
Like, hey, I'm going to play my hardest in a random March game, or what was it, February still, or was it March, when he got hurt again? It's like, how about not get hurt and be available for the rest of the season?
So I want to, in the first segment of the program, focus on that, because we're going to have Ken Lavicka coming up to talk a little bit about the Miami package, which that's a whole different argument of where I think I should be upset with Bucks ownership and Bucks front office on the deal they decided on versus the deal they passed up on, and the direction they're trying to go with this franchise, and putting more faith and doubling down really into the people above Giannis, who we all have lost faith in regards to the Milwaukee Bucks, but they're going to bet on themselves. But still, I am grateful for the time Giannis spent here. I am. But it is impossible to say that he has not tarnished with any people his look over the last year. He could have left in a completely different manner. He could have done it with he could have fallen on his sword. He could have been.
He was never going to, though.
He could have.
Right. But he painted a picture of himself as the hero. And so he was never going to let go of that, of him having that image in his own mind that he was the hero. So he was going to do whatever he could to keep that image, at least in his mind. That might not be the image we have in Milwaukee. That might not be the image the NBA has, but that was the image that he had when he said, well, I don't control my agents. They can say whatever they want. That doesn't mean I said it. When he said the way he orchestrated his way out of Milwaukee over the past 13 months, he can still say, I'm still Milwaukee's hero.
Sure. And I want to point out this comment on the YouTube stream. The Bucks screwed this all up. They screwed the pooch from Tommy and Baby.
I don't think that's true.
I want to know the context.
Right.
Because the Bucks did everything for this man. Did it succeed? No. Then if they're saying, hey,
It
with
succeeded once.
the hindsight of maybe trading away Drew to get Dame wasn't the right move, but we were all thrilled when it happened.
Yep.
Maybe Miles Turner and cutting Dame wasn't the right move, but we were all thrilled when it happened. Maybe 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder wasn't the right move, but we were all thrilled when it happened. If the Bucks screwed the pooch, it was all hindsight and never for a lack of effort to appease Giannis 100% of the time.
That is correct.
So Giannis trying to say
Budenholzer to Griffin to Rivers to Jenkins.
So Giannis trying to say, oh, the Bucks didn't come through for me is garbage, is total garbage. And that is where I'm at with it, because if it is from a lack of effort, oh, why would the Bucks let him go? He wanted to go. That's where I'm at with it. Do not say it does not make me less of a fan of Giannis because of the criticism he should receive for how he handled this situation. Can he win a title in Milwaukee? No, probably not with this current configuration.
Right.
Can the Bucks be a top 4 seed with Giannis? No, probably not with this configuration. But they did try. They did try. Haslam, you can have your opinions on
and
him.
they were.
Horst,
And they were.
have your opinions on
Right.
him.
But they were a top 4 seed with him. They did win a championship with him. Was that sustainable? No. Q, I love this. Tommy is going through the grief stages. This part is angry, LOL. No, that's exactly right. Tommy's going through it right now. There's no doubt about it. Tommy, have a mic. Tommy, have your say. 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. In a nod to Earth moving forward and not moving backward or sideways, the Bucks will select at numbers 10 and 13 tonight in the first round of the draft. Brandon Snide and Brian Butch, still says NBA there, will provide pick-by-pick coverage and take your reaction after each pick on the Pro Hoops Draft Show tonight from 6 to 9 on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. So Tommy's on from 5 to 6 with the leadoff show. 6 to 9 is the Pro Hoops Draft Show. And then 9 until whenever is the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Timmy on tonight? Tommy, Timmy on tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Timmy and Tommy tonight with the postgame show. Amazing job by Brandon Woodruff last night. We will talk about that on the show as well. Tommy's in Bayview. Tommy, who said the Bucks screwed this all up. Tommy, what do you got for us?
All right, here's the context. I agree with you guys 100%. We gave Giannis the baby and the bathwater. I mean, we mortgaged our future to try and keep him happy.
That is correct.
And did everything time and time again, and he just used us.
Well,
I
he
hope
used
he
us.
goes to
He used
Miami,
us,
and I
but
hope
Tommy,
he
he
stays.
tried to win. Like, he wanted to win. The Bucks wanted to win. We all know it didn't go that way the last 5 years, and I believe everyone's to blame. Like, Horst didn't do everything perfectly. Lazary didn't do everything perfectly. Edens didn't do everything perfectly. Haslam didn't do everything perfectly. Giannis didn't do everything perfectly. And the coaches didn't do it. Like, it was just kind of that perfect storm of things are a mess.
I get that, but I'm really mad at Giannis. I feel like he dumped us, man. And I'm just mad.
I hear you, but I think you also got to know when to fold them, right? Like, he knew it was time to fold on the Milwaukee Bucks.
So I just wish we would have gotten more, because I think we got a bunch of garbage for him.
That remains to be seen. You know what? Ken Lavicka from Fox Sports South Florida is going to join us next, and he's going to talk to us about that.
I could be dead before I see what the draft picks all in.
But you might have been dead anyway before the Bucks win ever again. Like with Giannis or with Jaylen Brown or with what they're getting from the Heat, or if they had made another, if they had traded with the Warriors at the trade deadline or the Knicks last year, like, there's no guarantee that the Bucks are ever going to be able to build a championship team ever again. And there isn't. And I hate to say that, because I want to see championship basketball, but Giannis was not the key to championship basketball at this point in Milwaukee.
I'm just really going to miss Giannis trying to play basketball.
He did provide comedic relief. That is for sure. Tommy, thanks for the call. 414-677-1250. Ton of text messages coming in. We will get to them, I promise. Ken Lavicka, Fox Sports South Florida, is next here on the Mason Crosby Show with Thunder and Tommy. The Bucks select at 10 and 13 tonight. Make sure to listen to Brandon Snide and former Badger Brian Butch. They'll be providing pick-by-pick coverage tonight from 6 to 9 on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz with you on this. Well, it's a really nice Tuesday. It's a little chilly out, I feel like. Little chill. It's supposed to warm up later this week after storms tomorrow.
Breaking Brewers news. Luis Rengifo officially released.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. So nobody claimed him. No trades.
Hey, there's a shot clock coming to the WIAA. That's also big basketball
in like
news.
2 years and only in non-conference games.
Just saying, there's big basketball news in the state.
That is big basketball news. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. Ken Lavicka, Fox Sports South Florida. Ken, how the hell are you?
Guys, it's good to talk to you. I haven't been able to catch up yet today. I've been tied up with Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio. Are we more mad at Giannis? Are we more mad at Jimmy Haslam? Are we more mad at the Heat, the media? Who are we more? What are we more mad at here?
So there's camps.
Right. So Jimmy Haslam is public enemy number one. Like
okay.
we have inherited that from Cleveland. Nobody likes Jimmy Haslam. With that said, there are some anti-Giannis camps. Public enemy number two is obviously Shams. Like in Wisconsin, we hate Shams. He's like the biggest crap merchant. He's been peddling Giannis for 3 seasons, and we have the receipts. So finally, he threw enough crap up at the wall that it came true. But he's like the number two. And then are you mad at Giannis for the way he conducted himself the last 13 months? Are you mad at Horst? Are you mad at are you mad at Dame? Are you mad at
there's a Tyler Hero angle in there somewhere too. We're just trying to find it.
We're just not there yet.
Interesting.
Well, we're
very
still
interesting.
We're still mad at Hero because he committed to Wisconsin
right.
and then reneged on his,
so this is like
right.
long term. This has been in the deep recesses of your subconscious. I totally understand that. I guess the one silver lining I can give you is in a separate lifetime, Mitch Nellis and I were at the Bradley Center in 2007 when the Bucks selected Ejin Lan in the first round of the NBA draft. So you guys came a long way from that spot.
Yeah, Mitch still has his Chinese national
I do.
jersey.
I have a Chinese national team of Ejin Liang because I was like, maybe if this guy hits it big, this is going to be a collector's item one day.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not. He and Joe Alexander are probably playing pickup somewhere. So, Ken, we've been hearing these rumors over, since March, really. I mean, I think in March is when I first predicted he's going to the Heat. And then obviously Boston picked up over the last couple of weeks. Were you surprised that it was Miami over Boston? Which side do you think, which was a better deal, do you think, for the Bucks? And then we'll get into some specifics about what's coming from Miami.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because ever since the Heat ended up falling on the wrong side of the Damian Lillard trade, and I know that you guys have a different perspective, but like you're mad about Shams in the media there with Giannis sort of perpetuating this into reality, the Bill Simmons and the Chris Haynes and that aspect of the basketball world are largely blamed down here for the Damian Lillard deal, where the Heat were the only team that Damian Lillard wanted to go to for that whole thing falling apart because of the constant, that trade package isn't good enough. That's a garbage trade package. And you can argue that the Blazers accepted something almost even to what the Heat were offering. So as far as surprises are concerned, I'm not surprised. There was an urgency, guys. This had to happen. This is Pat Riley's last stand. This was his last chance to land the whale, and he did it. If not, you are probably going to see a disintegration of the Heat front office for the first time in decades and a potential reset button there. So, no, I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised, though, that we saw a big push by the media kin to get the Celtics involved and Jaylen Brown especially involved. It's almost as if that was spoken into the universe. Now, in terms of what package was better, like Dame, you in Milwaukee were being told this is not good enough. This is not worthy of the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo. This this isn't Jaylen Brown. Let me just tell you, and we can go player by player, but for the sake of time, let me just tell you Tyler Hero versus Jaylen Brown. Can Tyler Hero be inefficient? Yes. Can Tyler Hero be injured? The answer to that is yes. But Jaylen Brown had a usage rate of almost 33% this year because of the injury to Jason Tatum. If you put usage rates side by side with those two, Tyler Hero would average out with better offensive numbers. And, Tyler Hero doesn't play defense. Jaylen Brown's been a negative plus-minus defender for 8 of his 10 years, and he's only considered a good defender because of what he did to Lavicka in the NBA Finals. So I think that the Bucks, whether or not they keep Hero, just from a personnel standpoint, the Bucks are coming out just as well as they would have if they dealt with the Celtics.
Ken Lavicka, Fox Sports South Florida, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. How much, and again, we don't have to go player by player, but it seems to be that Casper was the key or a key to this, that it sounded like it was Hero, it was Ware, and it was Jaquez, and they were in it for sure. And then were the Heat offering Davion Mitchell, but the Bucks wanted Casper, and how that all worked out. Yeah. Why is Casper, why are we viewing him as a key to getting this deal done?
Because he brings offense, and I believe it was Brian Windhorst who reported that Davion Mitchell was who the Heat were offering initially, and that shows you right there the amount of respect that the Heat have for a guy that they just drafted a year ago. He's someone who, you saw him at Illinois in Big Ten country. He can create, he can handle, he can look for his own shot. This year with the Heat, just based on the offense, and Norman Powell was mostly that guy, Casper was used as an off-ball offensive player. His movement was really good, and he took to it very, very quickly. Finding a consistent time in the rotation was a little bit of a struggle for him, but he became a Bucks target, I believe, largely because, 1, he can score, 2, he can facilitate, 3, he can create his own shot, but he also showed, 4, that he doesn't have to have the ball to become a major function of the offense, whereas Davion Mitchell, known for his defense, he can be a little bit hit and miss offensively.
What about the other two coming along with this, Jaquez and Ware? Some people very high on Ware and what he can bring as a 5. Jaquez, maybe a fringe starter to a rotational strong 6-man,
kind
maybe
of a super sub,
for the Milwaukee Bucks. How well do those guys fit in a configuration of a roster that does not involve Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, as Tyler Hero was to the Heat bench, even though he didn't want to be, but Tyler Hero to the Heat bench, his importance, the numbers he put up, the contributions he made, Jaime Jaquez is going to be the same thing to the Bucks. And I think with much less social media or this sort of passive-aggressive, I want to start mentality that Tyler Hero had in South Florida. Jaime Jaquez had an awesome rookie season. He's got really strong footwork in the post. He's got great touch at the rim. He is a capable defender. He is a willing defender. In his second year, he relied way too much on his jump shot, and his numbers absolutely plummeted, and that was a big problem. He got back to what worked for him last season, attacking the rim, trying to use his post moves. He was still a pretty consistent defender. Jaime Jaquez, whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench, that is a major asset to the Bucks. He, of all of those players, is the one who I think is going to make the immediate impact, because I have a feeling Tyler Hero might be dealt, and Kel'el Ware is a player
as well. Yep.
Yeah, and you can get good value for him. And I think that even though the homecoming storyline is great, unless you're mad at him in Kentucky and that whole thing, that's probably the better business play. Now, Kel'el Ware, he has the highest upside of anybody in this entire deal. And he is so frustrating, though. So frustrating because he is up, he is down, he is engaged, he is not engaged. The Heat, of all organizations, made him a starter, handed it to him, said, youngster, this is yours, alongside Bam Adebayo, and he fell out of Eric Spoelstra's rotation because he drove Spo insane with his lack of attention to detail. So that's something that the Bucks are going to have to figure out, but if you can get him going, this is a potential perennial all-star, and he's going to be looked at as the answer to what was just dire, awful interior defense last year for the Bucks.
Well, I'm going to take a quick aside here, Ken, and just state that how much more happy I am that the Bucks have Taylor Jenkins now than Doc Rivers. Because when you talk about Khalil Ware, he would get lost with Doc Rivers. He would be a mess. This could be a complete disaster. But with a guy like Taylor Jenkins and his reputation from Memphis in helping young players and getting young players to achieve their potential, I feel a lot better about this acquisition with Taylor Jenkins there. I don't know how familiar you are with Jenkins, but I'm guessing as an NBA fan and follower, you're at least, you know what he did in Memphis, and things went pretty well for him for a long time there.
Absolutely, and things became very untenable because of the superstar and his off-court issues there in Memphis, and so Taylor Jenkins was sort of made the fall guy with that. But yeah, another thing about that, since we mentioned Doc, I mean, there's got to be anger about the panic move of hiring Doc Rivers, right?
Yes,
because yes,
absolutely.
things were on the down, were sliding, but Doc Rivers was not the magic solution, and that was an easy call to make. Like, that was a really easy call to make.
We all should have known that. We all should have seen that. And we did. I mean, there were those, there were, I would say, a majority of fans and media members who, when that happened, said this is the wrong decision. Adrian Griffin had made it clear that even though he was 30-13 on the floor, he was not an NBA coach. Like, he did not know how to manage a team. Giannis even came out and said, this guy isn't coaching. Like, we're winning because we're good. We're not winning because of any coaching. But the Doc Rivers experiment situation was a disaster from day one. And again, we don't know, like, are we mad at Doc? Yes. Are we mad at Horst? Not really, because that seemed to be an ownership decision. Again, a Jimmy Haslam decision. Yeah. I tweeted earlier today. Tommy's blowing up on Twitter right now because he's got it on lock. But I was a little proud of myself that I tweeted out today, like, raise your hand if you've traded the NFL Defensive Player of the Year and one of the greatest NBA players of all time in the same month.
Might be the first owner to trade away a Defensive Player of the Year in two different sports.
Yeah.
Might be the first one to do that.
Oh, I like that. Yep. So what's the expectation now in Miami? Like, obviously Giannis and Bam next to each other sounds fun. Is Powell coming back? And are the Heat contenders, or is there still more work to do?
Well, I think that this on its face puts them top half of the East, and I'm not saying that trying to be a braggadocious South Florida basketball fan or poke Bucks fans, but listen, the NBA champion, who was not the best team in the Eastern Conference and who had the easiest path to an NBA Finals we've ever seen, potentially, and then trailed by double digits in 4 of the 5 Finals games, that to me suggests that the Knicks are not going to be repeat NBA champions, okay? This is not a dynasty in progress, though I still think that the Eastern Conference is wide open. Now, the Heat still have some issues shooting. Their depth and lack thereof, I think, is being a little bit overblown. I do think that there is depth there. However, they still can't shoot. I would be stunned if Norman Powell comes back. And he is a great offensive player, but I'm telling you, in this Heat system, he is a defensive black hole. He no longer belongs with this Heat team and the way they're going to want to operate. So the Heat, at least initially, and I'm not saying they're going to contend for a championship next year. They do have some money to work with now. They have the Duncan Robinson trade exemption that they're going to be able to use to sort of separate some money around and see if they can fill some holes. But this is going to automatically become a top 5 defense in the NBA. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo, DPOY. You have a guy in Bam Adebayo who should have had multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards at this point in his career and has not because of an infatuation with Rudy Gobert. So the interior is locked. This is the best interior defensive team in the NBA as long as they stay healthy. But the guard play, that's where the questions arise, and that's where I need to see the rest of the offseason before I proclaim top 3 team in the Eastern Conference with the Heat.
Ken Lavicka joining us, Fox Sports South Florida, here on the Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Is this Pat Riley's final? Pat Riley has made deals for Alonzo Mourning, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Jimmy Butler. Is this the last big one for Pat Riley?
This is it. I think common sense dictates just where he's at age-wise, where he's at in his career. This was the last swing, and he connected on it. If it wasn't going to be this one, I do think he would have made one last swipe at saying or something of that ilk, because now that the Giannis drama is done, there are reports that Anthony Edwards is
I did see that.
disgruntled there in Minneapolis. So.
Yep.
This is the last one, though. This is his last gasp at a championship. He said after the Big Three that he was not going to retire until he won another championship. He almost got there in 2023. The year before, he was a 1 seed, lost in 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Celtics. So this is it. He's going to see through Giannis for however long Giannis plays with the Heat, and then we're going to see the end of the Pat Riley Hall of Fame era.
Ken, I just want to compare it. I know it's a little bit different, but we got some people asking on the text line, do the Heat go after LeBron James now?
I was wondering that, actually.
I just am curious, comparing.
They have to, right?
Well, they could for sure. But like comparing it, like is it the biggest move of the Heat since LeBron James? Right, probably. But like where do you see like a similarity and a difference in LeBron James going to Miami and Giannis Antetokounmpo heading to Miami?
So is LeBron a possibility first? The answer to that is yes. And that's already been posed down here by multiple respected media members. They do have the money. They do have the cap space. They have the roster availability to.
Do they have the roster availability for Thanasis and Bronny, though?
You know what? That's a great question. We need more Riley magic. He thought that he won the offseason already. Now that right there is the actual task. But yes, I think that it's at least going to be discussed, the possibility of bringing LeBron in. And I think that was even a discussion before Giannis, and now it definitely is. Now, as far as the magnitude of signing, on its face, this is the biggest since LeBron, but in retrospect, based on results, Jimmy Butler was absolutely the most impactful franchise-altering signing since the Big Three. Jimmy Butler was a pretty good player when the Heat got him turned into superstar status with the Heat.
No doubt about it. Ken Lavicka joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. So, Ken, the Celtics are the favorite in the East. The Knicks are right there, and then it's the Heat. If you had to predict today, what will the results of this Miami Heat season be?
They'll have home court advantage in the first round. They will, and I don't know how I'm going to handle this. I don't know how I'm going to go into an NBA postseason experiencing this and consuming this, but they won't be in the play-in. I know it's shocking. I know it's crazy because it's all we know.
They love the play-in.
They love it.
The play-in.
Love the most difficult path imaginable, but they are going to be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. I am fascinated with the Celtics. You mentioned them as favorite in the East, but they suddenly now have a locker room problem with Jaylen Brown. What if for all the Bucks fans who say that, the Bucks took a bad deal, should have dealt with Boston, what if they went ahead, and I know it's unlikely, but what if they went ahead with their assets now and tried to acquire Jaylen Brown anyways, with the guarantee that he does sign an extension so that Jimmy Haslam doesn't go through his torture for a second straight year with a guy who's asking for his future to be set in stone. All I'm saying is that the NBA, you never know. You never know, guys.
One more dumb question for you, Ken. Is there any scenario in which when you hear the name Giannis Antetokounmpo that Miami Heat will be the first team that pops up in your head as opposed to the Milwaukee Bucks?
No way. Yeah, not a chance. Giannis is Milwaukee. Giannis is that Bucks organization. He will forever, for the next 2 generations at least, be the Kareem, the Oscar Robertson, like that. That's like the face that is this franchise. He brought it back not only to glory, but he brought it back to relevance. The Bucks were the most irrelevant franchise other than the Florida Panthers in North American sports. period. They did not matter in the late 2000s. The mid-2000s, the late 2000s, it wasted Michael Redd's entire career being the best player on that team. And so he's the one that made it a household name. He made the Bucks. He will always be a Milwaukee Buck, and I do hope that at some point perspective reigns supreme and anger dissipates and people understand how important in the Wisconsin sports fabric as a whole Giannis was, because he's in the same conversation as an Aaron Rodgers. He just absolutely is.
Nicely done, Ken. Ken, thank you so much for jumping on today. I'm sure you're going to be talking about this throughout the day and throughout the week. So thank you for the time that you gave us today. I think most of us would say, like, enjoy Giannis and good luck to Giannis. And we don't wish the Heat well, but we wish Giannis well. You know, he brought a lot of joy to the state of Wisconsin.
I do hope he brings you a little frustration.
No, that's fine. But also, I hate the Cubs. There, I'll leave on that. I hate the Chicago Cubs. And there's my olive branch offering.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Ken. Ken Lavicka, Fox Sports South Florida. Follow him on Twitter and on all the socials as well. When we come back, we'll keep this conversation going. Paul Wagner's going to go to Thursday, but we still got to give Woody his flowers, because what a performance last night. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we've got the host of the leadoff show and the post-game show right here on the Mason Crosby Show. He watches every second of every game. So we're going to dive. You gave eyes there, like, kind of.
Oh,
what,
no.
What do you go to the bathroom or something?
I mean, I'm flattered by all the kind words.
Yeah. Well, if they're true, they're not. I mean, they're kind, but they're also true. We're going to keep we got a million texts to read, and we're going to read them all in the 1 o'clock hour. I can't wait to dive into the funny ones, the angry ones, the mad ones, the resigned ones, and the relieved ones. This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nell's telling me words here. Again, our thanks to Ken Lavicka jumping on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. Some minor breaking news from the NFL. The NFL declining to hold a supplemental draft. So Brendan Sorsby will not be eligible this year in the NFL. We'll have to wait till the 27 draft to be drafted. What do you do? Did you go to the Canadian Football League for a year? What do you do?
I'm wondering, did the NFL do that because of Sorsby? Or did the NFL do it because of a lack of participation in the supplemental draft?
I think because of Sorsby. Because I think most years there isn't even a supplemental draft.
Right. I don't know the history of the supplemental draft enough.
I think it has to do with Sorsby. I think they don't want to look like, oh, we're giving him an out. He's got if he wants it, he's got his whatever percentage of $5 million that he already cashed.
When does the CFL start?
I don't know. That's a good question too. But you gotta make a run for that, right? Chris Hook, pitching coach for our Milwaukee Brewers, will be on at 3:00 today with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. I have a feeling they will talk about Brendan Woodruff, who we're going to talk about next. We're going to jump into Woody for a little talk at 1, and then get back to your texts on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. Tons of good stuff there, talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo taking his talents to South Beach. Will Tyler Hero ever play a game for the Milwaukee Bucks? It's the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
And welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show. Feels weird. The whole NBA calendar is weird. The fact that like the trade's made and then the draft happens and nothing's official till Monday the 6th.
Mason is officially the last all-time leading scorer of a Wisconsin sport still associated with Wisconsin.
What do you mean?
Meaning he has a radio show in Wisconsin, and
Right.
he's the all-time leading scorer of the Packers.
Okay.
Who's the all-time leader in points for the Bucks?
I mean, you asked Ken Lavicka, would Giannis ever be associated with Miami over Milwaukee? And he said no.
Well, yeah.
So he's still associated with Milwaukee.
currently
He's the Bucks
associated.
all-time. Okay, all right.
Like Giannis is in Miami now. It's
Okay.
over.
Who's the Brewers' all-time leading scorer?
Are we going with home runs or
I don't
runs
know.
driven
What do
in?
you go with?
What's the all-time
Or
leading
runs scored?
or runs scored? Ooh. I mean, I'm gonna.
Or what do you do for a
assume-
pitcher then?
If I know Braun is obviously the
Home runs,
homers.
right?
Does Yount have the most runs driven in?
Oh,
Yount probably has the most runs scored with how many hits he had.
you would think.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is fun.
Brewers.
I think it's got to be home runs. Just
That's-
because, like, that's like nobody knows.
I would argue that
Home run-
RBIs could be there.
It could be there, but when you think about like the stat that nobody talks about, hey, who leads the Blue Jays in all-time RBIs? But like you could ask like who leads a team in all-time home runs. That's a conversation that people have.
Okay.
I think it's home
so
runs.
Runs,
runs-
scored is Yount,
Okay.
just for reference.
Yep.
Home runs is Braun and RBIs is Yount.
I think it's home runs and strikeouts, like for a pitcher. Like I think those are the two stats that people focus on more than any others when you talk about all-time records.
And then the strikeouts.
Ben Sheets,
Ooh.
right? Doesn't have to be Ben Sheets. It's not Gallardo.
Looking right
It's not
now.
like
it is
McClure-
Gallardo.
It is Gallardo. Okay. Close.
Strikeouts per 9 is Freddie Peralta.
I don't care about strikeouts per 9. Is it close Gallardo over Sheets or who's do you have the like top
Yeah,
couple?
I got
of
it right here. He has 20 more strikeouts than Ben Sheets.
Seriously?
And Freddie is within 100 of Gallardo.
Oh. So when he comes back,
Oh,
he could be the all-time leader.
when they get him back trading.
Not the Jet Williams for Freddie Peralta straight up.
Dude, he just got shelled last go around.
I know.
Gave
He's
up 10.
right. But he's a different
DRA's 4.8 or something.
he's a
like
different
now.
pitcher at Miller Park.
AmFam.
Well, I mean, he pitched at Miller Park though.
Okay.
Like he was a different pitcher at Miller Park. 414-677-1250, Nikolai Law talking text line. We're going to take a little break from Giannis talk. We got to talk about the Brewers from last night. But first, let's go to Adam in South Florida, not to be confused with Ken Lavicka. Adam, you are next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey there. The interview with Ken Lavicka was great.
I know.
Anyway-
Thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyway, yeah. Right. Yeah. Before the break, you mentioned about Brendan Sorsby.
Yes.
I think that he should sit out and train with coaches and get ready for the NFL because right now his stock is first round, second round. If he plays in Canada and does poorly or let alone gets hurt, his stock could plummet. So I think he should just stay with coaches, train with NFL coaches, get NFL prepared, and just build up his strength and whatever skills he needs.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad take. I mean, the Canadian Football League actually is already underway. It started June 4th. It goes through the end of October. And I do wonder if you're an NFL franchise, would you rather him working out with NFL coaches and NFL trainers, or would you rather him get like in game, except that again, because the season's already started, his ramp up to that might not be great. So yeah, Adam, you're probably right. Probably that training is probably the way to go. Thanks for the call. We'll keep our eye on Sorsby, at least as moderately interested observers. Is that right? Are we moderately interested in Sorsby?
As the ethical dilemma show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, we are more than anyone else here.
Did you? We talked about Messi the other day, right?
Yeah, he's good.
You know who else has decided that he's not dead yet, that he's still good at soccer? Ronaldo's got a couple goals today.
Oh.
Ronaldo's like, I'm not dead yet. I might be really old, but I'm still alive.
Is Ronaldo older than Messi? I don't think.
Isn't he?
No,
I thought Ronaldo was old.
I don't think Ronaldo's.
Did I get that wrong?
No, I think he's older, I guess, but Ronaldo is 41.
That's old, dude. Yeah, Messi's not 41. He's like 35.
Is 38. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I guess I didn't know. I guess I didn't know that. If you type in Lionel Messi on Google, do it right now. Do it. Go to Google and type in Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi.
And then just hit search.
Okay. Oh,
wow.
Confetti.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All-time World Cup goals record holder.
Wow.
You mad about that, bro? You hate that.
Yeah, because there's too many records.
No, it's just
soccer.
the World Cup. It's just the World Cup. That's all that matters.
Is that the most home runs in World Series history?
Yeah.
Who has that record?
Derek Jeter.
I would have guessed Reggie.
No, he didn't play enough games.
Mickey Mantle.
No, maybe
Yogi Berra, like one of those.
Mickey Mantle's a good one. If you were watching the Milwaukee Brewers last night,
it's Mickey Mantle. Thank you.
It is Mickey Mantle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
18.
I wonder how many more you would have had if he hadn't tripped
Yogi
over
Berra's
that sprinkler.
third. Thank you. Reggie Jackson's fifth. Thank you. All great guesses. You're welcome.
I mean, you just guess Yankees.
And A's.
DiMaggio?
No. Babe Ruth and Duke Snyder.
Oh, Dodgers. Good for you, Duke.
Yeah.
Way to get in there. Brandon Woodruff last night.
Stud.
6 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts, 79 pitches, 53 for strikes, perfect through 5, 15 up, 15 down. I believe it was 16 up, 16 down. I think it was 5 in the
First
third.
16.
Yep. How is it possible that the last time we saw Brandon Woodruff, he couldn't throw faster than me? Dude was throwing 53 mile-an-hour fastballs. All right, 83 mile-an-hour fastballs out there. They take him out. We all think he's done, right? He's never thrown another pitch for the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
Like career over, like season over for sure. They figure out it's just a little something. They fix it. He throws some simulated games. He comes back out, and he's unbelievable. And it's moments like this, Tommy. I try not to get too excited. Like 6 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. If this is Brandon Woodruff in Cincinnati, the sandbox, the bandbox, the over-under capital of not Colorado or Las Vegas or Sacramento, I guess, too. The fact that he can just go out and do this, I'm trying not to get excited like immediately, but and we got to find out how he's feeling today. How does his body respond? Can they go to a 5-man rotation? Does he need to go once a week, every 7 days, not every 5 days? What's the best route for Brandon Woodruff? But unbelievable last night, Tommy. What Brandon Woodruff was able to do.
Unbelievable. Pitching his ass off. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's exactly my first words on the post-game show yesterday. But I think 6-man rotation should absolutely be a part of the plan for the Milwaukee Brewers. And I think
when Logan comes back, or right now, you're saying?
Even when he comes back.
But you're saying like right now, it's Miz and Harrison and Woody and Drowan and Sprout and Gasser.
I think the 2 most important pitchers on the Milwaukee Brewers benefit from a 6-man rotation.
Miz and Woody.
Brandon Woodruff and Jacob Mizorowski. Number 1, the Miz. We've talked about the load management. When is that going to happen? He's going to, obviously, it looks like with a 6-man rotation, pitch roughly once a week, which is the Giannis Antetokounmpo version of load management, where he's going to play 28 to 32 minutes as opposed to miss a game, right? Brandon Woodruff. Why is he the second most important pitcher on this team? I don't think he's the second best pitcher on this team. Kyle Harrison might have that title right now. I think if Brandon Woodruff is a serviceable or stellar number 3, that makes him almost more valuable than Kyle Harrison because of the depth of starting pitching that you need in the postseason.
Yep.
And if you have 3 versus if you have 2 and people, it makes a big difference.
Mhm.
And it makes a big difference of what the approach of the Brewers at the trade deadline could be.
Sure.
Whether or not they go out and try to make a big splash like a Tarek Skubal or a Joe Ryan, or they're trying to go out and get a guy like a Sandy Alcantara or a Sonny Gray that you just need inning eating out of for the regular season and maybe one start in the postseason.
I think Sonny Gray's a little bit better than that, but I hear what you're saying. But when I think
if Sonny Gray was on this team, he is not starting a playoff game.
I mean, he's 8-1 with a 3.12 ERA.
Brandon Woodruff.
I mean, today I decided Gray's ahead of Brandon Woodruff. I hope that's not the case a month from now. But I mean, and that's the thing about Brandon Woodruff. Last night he goes 79 pitches, and I'm guessing his 80 was right around his pitch count. The question is, Brandon Woodruff a month from now, is he pitching 7 innings?
Sure.
Like, is this a 7-inning,
He's
85
so
pitch game?
Man, what he only had like 78 pitches.
79 pitches and
he's
6
so
innings.
Efficient, man.
Right, but 7 innings, he gets up to 92, 93. And if you really want to keep him under 100 or well under 100, you get into that 6th, 7th inning. You know, maybe he doesn't finish the 7th inning. You're giving Jeff credence here for his negativity. He's bringing negativity into this conversation.
Today's kind
when
of
we're talking about
show.
It's a little bit. You guys better not ignore the fact that despite what he's great outing, the offense didn't score until the 10th inning.
That's absolutely valid.
Sure. I mean,
absolutely.
And
valid.
against Singer, who's been horrible all year.
He's had a better June, to be fair.
They've put guys on. They put guys on against him early and weren't able to come through. Churiel strikes out 3 times. Yelich and Bowers both strike out twice. I know Bryce went 2 for 4, but I know somebody sent out a tweet earlier today. Yelich, Turang, and Bowers. The lefties are struggling a little bit right now.
Yeah.
And, Bowers down to 266, Turang down to 263, Yelich down to 263. These guys were all hitting 20 points better 2 weeks ago. Remember, everyone was hitting 283? Like the top 5 were all hitting 283 or better. Well, 2 of them are still at 295, 294. 3 of them are down to 263. And it's
Contreras is going up.
Contreras is going up. Churiel is pretty status quo. He's gone down a little bit. He was actually over 300. But Bowers, Turang, and Yelich, like, they got to get their act together a little bit.
Absolutely.
This is not, and granted, going against the Braves, I mean, the Braves have good pitching. But last night was a get right kind of night. And tonight against Lodolo is a get right kind of night. These guys are not, Singer it was a high 5. He's now a high 4. Lodolo's a low 5. They got to break through. They need, we need some hits. We saw it on Sunday, but we only saw it on Sunday for 1 inning, right? I mean, they scored 8 out of 9 runs in 1 inning, and that was it.
Correct.
They had 1 good inning, and besides that, they were shut down. Now 1 inning when he put up a snowman, Tommy.
Snowman.
Like that's a good one.
Levering said it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's no doubt he said it on
did.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, we have people on Snowman Watch now, making sure that he says it every time.
Are you on Snowman Watch or Snowman Ear or Hearing or you're not watching?
Well, you watch for the 8th run.
Right. Okay. And then you listen up. Snowman listen.
Do you when it's a tornado siren going off, is it a tornado watch or is it a tornado warning?
Well, tornado watch has been issued. And then the siren goes off for the warning.
Okay.
Not for the watch. Yeah.
Okay, but if you didn't see the news, you could hear the siren.
True.
And know it's a watch.
I think that's,
maybe that's me overthinking it. But still, regardless, yeah, the offense needs to be more consistent. I venture to believe most MLB teams would want their offense to just be more consistent.
Sure.
So
that's fair.
I'm not by any means giving the offense a pass on this. I would like to know if this Brewers team has an offense that can compete against elite pitching and can compete against postseason pitching. The Chris Sale performance led you to believe that they can maybe get to a guy. I would like to be more confident in that. However, it starts with the guys you were just listing off of Yelich, Turang, Bowers. been maybe 3 of the top 5 best hitters throughout the year for the Milwaukee Brewers. And you would like to see that number increase for all of those guys.
The number that's important for the Brewers is on base percentage as a team, because we know they don't have power. The Brewers are still second in Major League Baseball in on base percentage.
They are also second in Major League Baseball in team ERA. So their pitching continues. They're the best in the National League of any team. They're only behind the Yankees for team ERA right now.
Okay.
And if you've been following along at all, they got their studs over there with the Yankees pitching performance this year. I am very optimistic that this Brewers team is a piece away. And whatever piece that is, I could see the avenue being starting pitching. I could see the avenue being a bullpen arm. I can see the avenue being a bat. All of them. If they go out and make some sort of splash in any one of those categories, there is a name that could get everyone excited no matter what. I think today, if I was leaning where I would like to see the Milwaukee Brewers improve via a trade.
Oh, you're making trades, man.
I'm a bullpen guy.
Okay.
Joel Kuhnel in the 10th inning was terrifying me.
I agree with that, though he did pick up his 5th save. He did have
Not
4
with the
saves. No, he did have 4 saves with the A's. So at least he has experience pitching in that, as opposed to Ashby, who has no idea what he's doing in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that was rough in Atlanta.
Brewers, go ahead.
Brewers taking on the Reds tonight, 5 o'clock leadoff show, 6:10 first pitch. As we got Sproat.
Sprotty's on the mound.
Is Sproat hot seat for a rotational spot?
I mean, listen, the top 3 are there for sure. So if you're going to go when Logan comes back, it's Sproat, Gasser, and Drowan. And it's a combination of who do you want in the rotation and who's better in the bullpen. And odds are you want to keep one of the lefties in there. So if you can err on the side of Gasser or Drowan, then Sproat and the lefty who loses that battle, one of them is going to lose their spot in the rotation, right? When Logan comes back. So yeah, I mean, hot seat as much as like, if that matters. I mean, I personally love the idea of Sprout in the bullpen just because I think he throws 99 mile an hour BBs and could be really good for an inning or two if he could just come out and throw and not have to strategize what 6 innings is going to look like. But I'm going to pitch for 1 or 2. I think he might really be able to let loose. Kind of like we've seen Chad Patrick, though I know he's struggled, but the way he's been able to find success out of the bullpen. 414-677-1250 is the Nikolai Law Talking text line. The Bucks made a trade last night, and tonight is the draft. The Bucks drafting 10th and 13th. And don't freak out, everybody, when the commissioner says with the 13th pick, the Miami Heat select. Okay? Because the trade's not official yet. It doesn't go through until next week. And so that's just like how it works in the NBA. It's silly. It's antiquated. They really should fix it. But it's kind of like when the Bucks drafted Stephon Marbury. Tommy, you remember that?
Or Dirk Nowitzki.
Dude, yeah, or Dirk Nowitzki. Do you remember either of those?
Or Jimmer Fredette. That's the one I remember.
Yeah. Do you remember Jimmer?
I do remember because I was like, oh, dude, Jimmer, let's go.
Right. We love Jimmer. When the Bucks took Stephon Marbury and the Timberwolves took Ray Allen, and everyone knew they were already traded for each other, but it didn't happen. Just kind of like
that's stupid.
The
NBA.
Dallas, right? It's stupid NBA. It doesn't make any sense. Like, let's figure it out. And will Shams tweet out the draft pick more or less than 30 seconds before Silver goes up and announces it?
Ooh.
Because they get the information and they've asked ESPN to not do it. And Wojnarowski and then Shams, they're always once they get the news, they're going to tweet it out.
I got one more dumb baseball scenario for you that I believe was brought up from Andy yesterday on the text line. I apologize if the name is wrong. It was Andy or Aaron or
Sandy,
something.
Dandy.
It was an A name.
Aristotle.
Is there now a possibility for a pitcher to lose a perfect game with the ghost runner at second base?
Like you've pitched 9 innings of perfect games and you lose it in the 10th?
No. As in, like, you pitch a perfect game through 9. In the 10th, there's that ghost runner.
Right.
Then you record 2 ground outs that a run comes across to score on a ground out and maybe a fly out or a strikeout to end it. You have not allowed a base runner other than that ghost runner in the 10th, and your team has not scored a baseball.
So you lose 1-0, but you have pitched 10 perfect innings.
Yeah.
No, it's still a perfect game.
But you lost.
Okay. People lose no-hitters all the time. Andy Hawkins in 1983
previously
lost a no-hitter 4-1. He lost a no-hitter 4-1.
But now it is possible to lose a perfect game in which it was impossible before.
I hear you. I still think that's a perfect game. 30 up, 30 down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's dumb baseball rule again, too.
Sure.
Like, that makes me want to get rid of the ghost runner
Can
immediately.
you put that in the bank and we can ask Paul Wagner about that?
Okay.
And his thoughts about that?
Yeah.
Let's ask him on Thursday. 414-677-1250. It's reading time coming up. We're going to read. We're going to go through an hour's worth of the Nikolai Law talking text line because there is some Giannis angst. There's some Bucks angst. There's some John Horst angst. There's some Doc Rivers angst. There's some Jimmy Haslam angst. Yeah, I'm never going to cheer for the Heat. Like, I'm going to cheer for Giannis, but I'm never going to cheer for the Heat. Can you do that? I don't know. It's the Mason Crosby Show.
Guys, the same thing. I've always wanted to be in Milwaukee. Always wanted to represent the city. You know, as long as we have the opportunity to win, and I feel like we have the opportunity to win.
That was on October 5th of 2025. By the
Yeah,
way.
and I think he's right.
Guys, the same thing. I've always wanted to be in Milwaukee.
He always wanted to be in Milwaukee. I think that's right. I think he did always want to be in Milwaukee.
Always wanted to represent the city.
I think he always wanted to represent the city.
You know, as long as we have the opportunity to win, and I feel like we have the opportunity to win.
He never said, I always want to be a member of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah,
he did intimate
say
that like he wants to be a member of the Milwaukee Bucks as long as there is an opportunity to win. And there is not currently an opportunity to win for the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis on the team. So Giannis, through his representation, made it clear that it was time to go. And that's that. That's that.
Can I say something real quick that could be stupid, but
I feel like you've spent your life doing that, Tommy. Ooh, sorry.
I would
Sick-
not be
sick burn.
shocked if the Milwaukee Bucks had a better record than the Miami Heat next year.
Okay, that's stupid.
I'm just saying that
I would not be shocked if the Bucks are better than we all think they're going to be, because Taylor Jenkins is really good at getting young talent to play hard. He
I'm
did
just
it
not
in Memphis
convinced.
for a long time.
I'm not convinced Giannis is going to be healthy either.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. I think this year maybe there's a little bit of he didn't want to play, and that caused him to miss some games. But just saying, like, if Giannis got hurt and the Bucks were a 38-win team, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think the Bucks are going to be a good basketball team. I'm just saying Miami Heat gave up a lot, and they're banking a lot on a guy to be healthy who wasn't really healthy for the last few years. And now, like, a 38 versus 36 win team.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at. Not to say,
Right.
like,
No, I know.
the Bucks will be competitive
No.
and they won't be.
No, but 38's competitive to finish in the 7 through 10 and try to get in there. I think Miami will be better than that.
I agree. I think they will.
By the way, Chris
especially-
Middleton. Chris Middleton's going to Miami.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'd be shocked.
What if
he didn't
Coach
end up-
Bud signs on as like an assistant?
I don't know. I think Bud and Giannis, I wonder if there's like bad blood there.
Absolutely, there is. Has to be.
You would think, but they also make like millions and millions of dollars a year. So money cures lots of ills, right? 414-677-1250. I actually scrolled down to the bottom.
I was going to say enough of my words.
Yeah. For a long time, he was our guy. Then he turned into a liar. He got Bud fired a week after his brother died. He stabbed Drew in the back and traded him. 262 says that. He hired Griff, then fired him. He stabbed Chris in the back. Then he lied to all of us. Loyalty not in that DNA. I think most of that is not true. I think most of that is wrong. He was our guy. I don't know if he turned into a liar, but he turned into an NBA player. Like he was not one of those guys, and then he became. I think he probably did get Bud fired. He didn't stab Drew in the back. Like, that's insane. The Bucks made a deal to get one of the top scorers in the history of the NBA because they needed more scoring because Chris was always hurt. He didn't stab Chris in the back. Chris's ankles stabbed Chris in the back. Chris could never stay healthy. He could never stay on the court. He couldn't play defense anymore. It didn't make any sense for him to be there.
Who's a bigger liar in Wisconsin sports to you, Aaron Rodgers or
Aaron Rodgers? Or Ryan Braun. Ryan Braun, then Aaron Rodgers, then everyone else.
Then Giannis?
Not even, no. Then 100 other people than Giannis.
I'm just saying, like, if a not speaking or a changing of the verbiage, like, is kind of what Giannis did too.
Right, but I think that's what everyone does. I think Giannis just did what everyone does.
And by definition,
Aaron
is he
and
a liar?
Ryan were way worse.
I think the magnitude of which they lied to was a difference in the scenario, but lying is lying. I'm telling you, my shirt's red and it's gray. That's a lie.
Sure. But then I think, again, I lump Giannis in with everyone who lies.
Okay.
As opposed to
not a liar.
The two lyingest liars who lied.
Okay.
Yes. Does LeBron now go to Miami? We did talk about that a little bit with Ken Lavicka. I think that's a distinct possibility. I think LeBron sees that they have Giannis and Bam, and he's like, I don't really have to play defense the way I've always played defense because I got these two guys behind me. I'm going to go.
Gross.
Like he's won there. He could win again.
I can't look as much as I defend LeBron James as being the GOAT.
Yep. Where do you want LeBron to go?
Not play with Giannis.
Golden State?
I don't want to watch him play with Giannis. I'd rather the Warriors win with Giannis and Steph. Or with LeBron and Steph. As opposed to with Giannis. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why?
That's my hater. It's my hater in me.
Okay. Just like you don't want the Heat to win. Do you think if
overall,
LeBron,
I don't want the Heat to win, but I really think it would make me sick to see LeBron and Giannis win a title together.
I don't think they'd win a title though. Like I still don't think
I don't even want the chance. I don't even want the chance.
With both Giannis and Bobby gone, we now have no more 2021 players. That is true. Those were the final two on the roster. 414-677-1250. We're reading through your Nicolay Law talk and text line. He hired. Oh, yeah, that was from before. I like Nate Ament and Yaxel Lendeborg in the 10 and 13 area tonight. They've got some money now. Sign a point guard. I agree. I'm over it. Thanks. And good luck, Giannis. I'm excited for the future. That's from Kyle and West Bend. Listen, Nate Ament and Yaxel Lendeborg could end up being the two. We've no idea. I mean, that's the thing. Like 10 and 13, you should get a decent player, but there's no guarantee there that these guys are going to be as good as you need them to be. I like Lendeborg a lot. I mean, I know he's older, but I think like he's a basketball player. I think his upside is lower because he's older. But I think he can play in the league. I think he's good enough to play in the league. Giannis had a hell of a 13 years and it was time for the Bucks and him to part ways. It ran its course. That from the 530. 442. John Horst now has to deliver on the Bucks draft picks and young talent for Taylor Jenkins. 949. I think that's San Diego. Bucks at least got a solid core of players and picks to reload their franchise post Giannis. We're going to keep reading through your text on the text line. Let's go to Zach on the north side. Zach, you're on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How's it going,
How
man?
we doing, Zach?
All right, two things I wanted to cover real quick. So the Giannis move, Pat Riley has a plan.
Yep.
You look at the 2027 free agency, that's his target. Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, and Steph Curry are all free agents. And those are going to be his targets. So Giannis is going to get some studs in 2 years. It's going to be a 2-year plan for them.
Okay.
And then secondly, the thing that kills me about this whole thing with Giannis, it's because it happened because of just not smart GMing and just all-around dumbness. You had a stud in Drew Holiday, and you had You did.
No, you didn't.
Drew was the man. All he needed.
Drew was a man.
Go look at the guards we won the championship with. Bryn Forbes, Jeff Teague,
Connaughton,
Drew Holiday, and Patty Connaughton. All you needed to do was get Drew some decent guards for help. That's all you needed to do.
You did it. You needed a scorer because Chris Middleton was already hurt. You needed
scoring.
scoring.
Didn't have any scores, though. It was just Drew. It was Drew by himself in the guard.
No, you had Giannis and Chris.
No, I'm talking about guards.
Right, but you don't win. You don't win with just guards. You win with a full team. And they had Giannis and Chris, and they didn't have Chris anymore. And without Chris, Drew is not a number two. Drew is not good enough to be a number two on any team ever to win a championship. And so they needed to make a move.
Why did he win on the Boston Celtics the year later? Why did he win on the Boston Celtics?
Because he was a 4. He was their 4th or 5th best player.
No.
All right, that's it. Sorry, Jack. Reality check, bro. Like that you can't come on and talk idiocy. You just can't. Drew Holiday was clearly behind Tatum and Brown. He was probably behind Porzingis, especially when it comes to offense. And he was probably at points behind Derek White. Like he was maybe their 4th best player, maybe their 5th best player. If Drew Holiday is your 2nd best player, which he would have been on that Bucks team if they had brought him back, the Bucks weren't winning anything. Now, you can make an argument, instead of getting Dame, they should have put together a package to get someone else to help Giannis and Drew. If you want to make that argument, you can. But if you're going to tell me that Drew Holiday was the man, you have no idea what you're talking about. Go away. I'm tired of this. We can't make up history. Okay, history actually exists. Okay, what happened with the Milwaukee Bucks actually exists. Drew Holiday's the 3. Okay, it was Giannis and Chris and Drew, and they were amazing threesome. They were unbelievable. They won a championship. But when Chris got hurt, Drew could not step up to that spot, and they had no one to step up behind Drew. This was not a championship team. They made a gamble to get Dame Lillard, and if Dame was healthy and mentally healthy, we never know what's going to happen with that team. We will never know, okay? But to compare the two, Dame is a better player than Drew. That's it. Okay? And if you talk to anyone who knows anything about the NBA, this is not a conversation. I know Milwaukee gets really excited about this because we love Drew. And I love Drew Holiday. I think he's fantastic. I love what he brought to the city. But he's not the piece they needed at that time. All right? And so if that started the wheels turning to get to where we are today and Giannis isn't here anymore, John Horst made a deal to make the Bucks better. It didn't work out because no one could stay healthy. Middleton, Dame, and Giannis never played a playoff game together. Ever. Okay? This is a different universe. Had they all been healthy. We don't live in that universe. You go ask Doctor Strange or you all go ask Wanda Maximoff what that universe looks like because they've been there. We haven't. It would have been great. It would have been nice. We don't live there. Okay, we don't. Did I make myself clear? Crystal.
Can you retract the term of no idiocy on this show? Because then I can't be on this show.
Sorry, bro.
Okay.
Giannis needed to go. It was time for the Bucks to start over. More disappointed in losing Bobby, a guy who loved it here, and still being stuck with Kuzma, says Forward 4. I can't imagine Kuzma's on this team. Like they gotta find a even if it's a second round draft pick. Like I just feel like they're gonna trade Kuzma somewhere. The Bucks are getting too much flack. Giannis wanted all those moves and orchestrated them behind the scenes, just like LeBron, but acted like he had nothing to do with it. He acted like a little at the end, and that's my problem. There's going to be Giannis slander for sure. And does he deserve some of that? I don't know how much he orchestrated things. I don't think he orchestrated Drew for Dame. I think Horst saw Dame going to Miami, and I think Horst took a shot. And I think that, I absolutely back Horst. Horst's draft picks have been terrible. Dante and nobody. But I do believe that trade was made in the best interest of the organization, the best interest, not just of Giannis, but for winning another championship and staying competitive. And it just didn't happen. Some people are asking about Ja Morant, and could that be? I don't want Ja. I didn't want him with Giannis. I don't want him now. I don't want Ja. I don't want to deal with the off the court. I don't want to deal with again, we talk about Giannis and injuries. Ja can't stay healthy. So even if you think, even if he's playing 82 and you're worried about the off the court stuff, that's one thing. But he can't stay healthy. There's no Ja. There's just no Ja.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Ja Morant bringing him in. I am still going to say, though, that I don't know if I've made my point clear or not yet on this show. I definitely did yesterday when talking about it. I would have done the other trade package.
You would have gotten.
I would have
Jaylen
taken
Brown.
Boston and 2 first-round picks.
Okay.
And regardless of, there's not a whole lot of player capital coming back. Oh, no, Hugo Gonzalez wasn't involved in a deal with Boston, and that's why they were going out. There were reports from Windhorst saying that the idea was now growing on Jaylen Brown getting his own team.
Right.
And if he was open to that, and it truly was not a case of, he didn't want to be here, I give the Bucks a 3 to 5% chance on getting a player better than Jaylen Brown in any of the draft capital and player capital that they receive back for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right.
And so if Jaylen Brown,
that there's still trades to be made,
sure,
in the next couple of years, we don't know what that's going to look like.
Also, who's going to play more games this year, Jaylen Brown or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Jaylen Brown,
guaranteed.
All right. So Jeff wrote in. Jeff from Germantown asked, next 3 years, Giannis over under 150 games.
150 games over the next 3 years from Giannis. Under.
I mean, and then so immediately the Bucks won the trade. Like if it's under, the Bucks won the trade.
Well, it
And it's not even
depends on
close.
when he plays. Like if he's not playing and then he comes back for a
And only
postseason run
play-
and they
all
win
right.
the
All
the championship.
Right. If they
yeah,
win a
that's
championship, yes.
guarantee. I mean, if they win a championship, the Bucks lose the trade automatically. That's
yeah,
what it is.
Yeah. Or the Heat win the trade. Like the Bucks weren't going to win it or lose it regardless.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Because they were going to trade him no matter what. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. 920 wants to know why I keep calling it Twitter, because it was Twitter for 1,000 years. And you tweet from X, or I don't know. Like I just will always call Twitter because I always call Kleenex, and I call Miller Park half the time too. Because when you're old like me, you just call things what they are. Bucks got the best 918. The Bucks got the best out of Giannis run and was time for a new start with both sides. Fear the deer. 262. I do not believe Jam Arnold is waiting until the deadline. Oh, is this we got a baseball? What?
GM Arnold is always a
Yeah,
test.
I was
by
like,
Ken.
what?
I'm gonna guess that's Ken.
Okay. I do not believe GM Arnold is waiting until the deadline to decide on a trade for more pitching and a bat. Woody needs to be used sparingly over the next 3 months so you can get some use out of him come the playoffs because he's so injury prone. I will say that it would be really nice to see Woody pitch in a playoff game. Just like what we've seen.
Electric.
Yep. 920, future documentary on Netflix, Fleeced, the fall of the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think so. I don't think they got fleeced. You might not like the deal, and that might not be great for the Bucks, but I don't think they got fleeced.
They didn't get fleeced, but they are putting a whole lot of faith in a front office who hasn't drafted anyone relevant since Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Correct.
Jabari Parker, obviously injuries being the role in that, but I mean, you want to play a fun game?
Jabari Parker was the pick.
Oh yeah. No. I'm like, again, they got screwed on that one, but that was the year after Giannis, 2014. So even if we just go, can you name me the Bucks first round picks since 2015?
Oh,
because
Beauchamp.
Marjan Beauchamp is the not the last first round pick they made, but the 2022 first round pick. Yes.
That's a bad one. When did they pick Rashad Vaughn? That was
Rashad Vaughn is in between there.
Okay,
He was the 2015 first round pick.
Yeah, that was a terrible pick.
Mm-hmm.
No, but even like, was DiVincenzo?
Dante DiVincenzo was 2018. Yeah.
Right. First round pick. All right, who else we got?
Well, the most recent is not on the team anymore. The 2024 first round pick, AJ Johnson.
Yep.
2020 was that RJ Hampton-esque
right,
pick.
But they traded
him, right?
Traded him to Boston. He ended up playing for Boston.
Denver.
All right.
Kevin Porter, who they ended up traded again,
and now is on the team.
So
clearly that one worked out.
DJ Wilson.
Oh, DJ Wilson. That was awful.
And Thon Maker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am terrified for the Bucks tonight. Terrified.
Yeah. Well, you'll be able to listen to Brandon Snyder and Brian Butch right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Yeah.
They'll break down all the picks for you right here. They'll be on from 6 to 9 in a Tommy sandwich.
Correct.
They're the meat in a Tommy sandwich.
I think they're the sandwich because I'm the bread.
Right.
I'm the bread to the Snide Butch.
Yeah, they're the meat
sandwich.
They're the meat.
Snide.
You're the Snide Butch sandwich.
SBU sandwich.
I don't know. We'll wrap things up when we come back. We're the Mason Crosby Show. Man, I heard this song on the radio yesterday. It was so good. I got really excited. It's the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Orts here with you. What's up, Tommy?
Hey.
How you doing? You're a little hungry, I feel like.
Oh, dude, I'm so hungry.
Did you just not, I mean.
I didn't eat this morning.
Okay.
I've been getting better at breakfast.
Okay.
And I didn't eat this
What's
morning.
your go-to breakfast?
Just some sort of protein, eggs, sausage, whatever.
Like
going on from there.
like what?
I mean,
like if you get to choose your druthers, what are you choosing for breakfast?
I mean, ideally,
Yes.
like in a perfect world,
Yes.
I'm having a skillet whenever I
love a skillet.
I want it.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
I
a
love
big fan.
creating my own skillet at places where I just throw in what I
love throwing in some peppers,
Yep.
some onions,
mushroom. I want mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I had mushrooms in a skillet for
And
Father's Day.
I want steak and chicken in my skillet. Am I wrong?
Oh, chicken and eggs, just even though they're the same
does it
thing,
throw you off a little bit.
I don't like it.
Oh, the grilled. I'm Chick-fil-A. The grilled chicken sandwich is like my go-to.
Yeah,
It's so good.
It's so weird with chicken and eggs.
It is
for me.
weird.
It's
I totally agree with that. All right. Well, Giannis is going to the Heat, and the Brewers are playing tonight. So let's get ready for a night. NBA draft too. Don't look away. The action continues.
I was